come walk with me and save your toes and feet. Yeah, I said, come walk with me, save your toes and feet. 'Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat.
Great ride, isn't y'all?
I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes.
Get your mats, get your weights, line up. If you're walking wall to wall, jump on your bike, start your treadmill. If you're walking, get your chair, excuse me, sit down. If you do, excuse me, chair exercises. That's my protein drink. Um Again this week, put your headsets on. Put your headsets on, put your music on. So I'm gonna use this as a reminder for the week. When you see this, then you know that what I'm gonna be talking about ain't, may not be pleasing to the ear for many. So get your headsets. I'm not offended. Let's just get this walk started. Yes, thanks for coming on the walk if you don't have your headsets on already. Ooh. I wanted to be a foster care mother. I'm always so good with kids. I wasn't the type of adult who, I was the child's mother's friend. Not necessarily the child's friend. I'm a grown woman. What do I need a child for a friend? So, after I realized I didn't want to have any more children, now I know it's a penal colony. Now that all makes perfect sense. And I said, okay, I could foster. I could foster me some kids. Foster me some kids. I'm adjusting some cameras. I could foster me some kids. But then, I didn't have enough room. So it worked out. I got a bigger place. So then I tried to foster kids and they said, no, you're a single woman. And then while my daughter was in college and her room was available, I tried to foster care kids again. And LGBTQ could adopt, could foster care kids, pedophiles could foster kids, but not this African American woman. Why? What had I done? You check my records. My records are clear. Oh, I don't make enough money. By design. It was cause over 600 years ago, the Africans, continent of Africa, which is close to the islands of Europe, and they went over there and they wound up prisoners of the king of England. And he had penal colonies all over the place. Jamaica, Barbados, this penal colony trying to pass itself off as a nation. Um, and quite a few more. And some they still got. Everybody ain't put in England ain't put in English jails. This penal colony, and this one is for sure. But then it came to me. Y'all remember when the unrest over that orange slime ball that they made the warden of this penal colony? And Black Lives Matter was marching through the rich people's neighborhood. And this white couple came out and they had their guns. And everybody kept saying, why do they have guns? It's Black Lives Matter. They're just protesting. They're not shooting. Now, I sat with that. Born inmates labeled criminals. That's African Americans. So that's why they came out with those guns. We have already been labeled as criminals and inmates on this penal colony. So of course, we're there to do criminal work. So why would they give me a foster child? All I'm going to teach him to do is hate other people for no fucking good reason. All I would do is this is what they're saying, that's why I couldn't get them. I would make them feel comfortable as inmates and criminals. Wow. Wow. I remember when they used to put things in the papers and stuff. Oh, we ain't got the same brain as they got. We got a different brain. If you rub up on a white person, the skin tone will come off. And these are educated people, as they say. Scientists, as they say. Oh, they wouldn't take our organs. Because if they put in a liver for me into them, they would turn black. So they didn't want my liver. Also the inmate and the criminal. But then all of a sudden, they took the liver. They didn't turn black. Then they started killing for the liver. Ooh, wow. I got a great scientific movie. They were just dropping the holes. All of a sudden, all over this penal colony. All the racists, all the bullshitters, everybody who went with the doodad do, just walking in holes open up in the ground, they just fall in. I remember us having a discussion when we were young, because when you're job hunting, you kind of bump into each other. Especially if you got to take tip work, because they won't hire you. And that's when they want to, the tip agency wants to increase, so then they stop hiring us as full-time, so we have to go to the tip agencies and get those, get paid that low pay, and the agency gets paid all the money. So, let me tell you, we're sitting down talking, and every time you did, you learned something. So first I heard, I'll stop putting y'all social security numbers on the application. And I said, why? They said, how many of the applications did you put out today with your social security number on it? And I said, and they said, how long have you been doing that? I said, quite some time. They said, do you get a call back? And I said, no. They said it's not meant to. The government gave the states more corporations more money if they hired the inmate criminal African Americans who are inmates and criminals because over 600 years ago, their ancestors attacked the King of England, and the King of England made this penal colony, and when he got kicked out, the Hatfields and McCoy carried it on. So they said stop putting your social security number down because when you do that, they're sure not going to hire you because all they need is your social security number to get that money from the government. All they have to say is they tried to hire you, but it didn't work out. Why? Because you're a black criminal inmate. So of course you never came back to the job. You're a black criminal inmate. So of course you was late and you didn't show up. But they could say anything. They had a social security number. So I was very thankful for that. So then, at another one of them meetups, all of us looking for jobs, they said, you know they put on the application your race. I said, no they don't. EOCB, FGD said you can't do that. They said, no. They have to put a little B up in the corner. They have to know inmate criminal applying for a position. So white people walk in, they're just as it is. But for us, it's a B up in the corner of the application saying black criminal inmates whose ancestors attacked the king over 600 years ago, and he built this penal colony, and they were born here, so they're inmate criminals. And then I hear, oh, the USA, the America Penal Colony, they have disadvancements. How the hell can you have any advancement when you are still charging a... Why can't holes just come underneath them and swallow them? I never broke a law. My mother before her, they chased my grandfather out of town. He was a sharecropper turned bootlegger. It was okay for the Kennedys. Remember, they have no strikes. But he had one strike. 600 years ago would be for him. 500 years ago for my grandfather. Oh, his African ancestors, that's the King of England. King of England made this penal colony and brought us over. When they kicked out the king, the Hatfields and McCoy, definitely the Democrats that are still in the power right now, joined with the Republicans. And they have kept us labeled as criminals. I used to say, why all you got to say is, a black man did it. And he was dragged down. He was stomped. He was hit. And I was like, that's all it takes? But they don't take that for the other people. And the answer is because you have an inmate number that they attached to your skin from over 600 years ago. But y'all progressive and y'all educated? How in the hell is that possible? I can't get no loan without a 25 to 30% interest rate because 600 years ago, a king that you say don't even rule this penal colony But when you look at it as a penal colony, you'll know why they was happy about Charles' coronation. No, they ain't doing my kind of sci-fi. Boop, they be walking. Boop, open up. Then you got the whole world. I'm like, why's the whole world because that's criminal? We ain't did nothing to nobody. We ain't dropped no bomb on Hiroshima. We ain't separate North and South Korea. We ain't go down to South America and disrupt those countries and now all pissed off because they coming up here. That ain't us. We ain't do that. But how we hated more than the ones that did and are. We ain't attack Iran, Iraq, none of that shit. But how am I more criminal than them? No. Y'all ain't putting out my kind of sci-fi shit. Like, comment, share, tell Uncle, tell Auntie, tell cousin, tell friend. For y'all with the headsets on, let's get some water.
Trying to save my feet and toes. Yeah, I said I'm walking, y'all. Trying to stay ahead of the sugar cane. If I stop walking, y'all, the cane gonna trip me up. Yeah, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. Yeah, come walk with me and save your toes and feet. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your toes and feet. Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they cut me up until I'm just a nose. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Yeah, I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to stay ahead of the sugar cane. If I stop walking, y'all, the cane gonna trip me up. Yeah, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose.
Before I forget, African nations, I want to say thumbs up to South Africa. Good move. African nations, don't do no business with this penal colony. If you're in business with them and you can get out, get out. You're already paying way more for anything you get than anybody else. They're gonna lie, they're gonna scheme, they're gonna bullshit just like they doing now with us. All the lying stories, they ain't gonna wanna pay their debt. They're gonna owe, but they ain't no one pay. Don't do no business with them. Mm-mm. Because they remember from 600 years ago, from when you attacked England, Europe, Spain, Portugal, France. And they label you a criminal. So you think you're sitting there having a good faith business transaction with Americans. If your skin is from midnight blue to sand light, don't do no business with this penal colony. You are criminals, criminals, criminals. You'll forever be criminals. You're going to get the criminal rate. So, right away, you're African country, so they're going to say, oh, you can't pay your bills, so we're going to give you a 50% interest. So that way, when you can't pay your bills, we already got our money. That's how they do here. Then they're going to find all kind of ways to blame you for the deal having problems. Because it ain't them. They chosen, they special, they super dama, they supreme, they blah, 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 blah. You can't do no good faith business with people like that. Not on this penal colony. And they figured, that's another reason. This penal colony says it's okay to steal from criminals. So when our ancestors say, they couldn't write because they made sure they didn't learn any of that on this penal colony, because that's almost 400 years after the Africans attacked Europe and were sent around to penal colonies like this. So they didn't know how to write. So they used to have to put an X. So then they give all the money for the land, take out the loan and everything, and they'll let them pay on it for a while. And then they come back and say, that ain't your X. That's that white man's X. And you couldn't dispute it. I often ask, why couldn't you dispute it? Because you're already a criminal. So, he's stealing from me. Well, you already a criminal. So I'm not going to listen to you. Let me tell you how, let me bring the point home. There was this woman killed in Tennessee. Probably told you about that one. She was raped and killed. But before that disgusting predator even got to that white lady, he had brutally attacked the African American woman. She went to the police department, she went to the hospital, they dug all in her ass, they dug all in her pussy, they did all kind of stuff. And they did nothing with the rape kit. Why? Because it was a black woman, I say black lady, but to them it was a black woman who already got one strike against her. 600 years ago, our ancestors attacked the King of England and made it to this penal colony, and then even after they ran out the king, the Hatfields and McCoy still kept our ancestors as enslaved, as criminals. And now, 2023 criminals on this penal colony, we still beat. So, no, y'all don't write my kind of scientific movie. My scientific movie is where they all go up in that space station, and then the space station blow up. Y'all gonna put that one in there? I can foster and love and care for a child and teach them like I did my own daughter and my neighbor's kids and all my life as a mentor. I can do that because this penal colony said inmate criminal. I had a strike against me. I didn't even know. I was like, well, all these white people, I mean, some look worse than it. Whew! I would let them watch my cat. But there they were. Foster parents. And I couldn't. And for years, until the ancestors laid it out for me, African nations, anything from midnight blue to sandal tan or sandal beige, don't do no business with this penal colony. These Hatfields and McCoys, you are shit under their foot coming out the gate. Because I've been shit under their foot since I was born, and I ain't never did a damn thing to them. I didn't blow up the Union Carbine thing in India and kill all those hundreds of thousands of people. That wasn't us. We used the criminals. Didn't go over there fucking around in Vietnam. That whole strategy was set up to eliminate African Americans. To kill the men, and it worked. These vile villains, Hatfields and McCoy, Jim and Republicans, and ain't nothing gonna change because they're still in control. In 2076, they will have been in control of making our lives a living miserable fucking hell for 300 years. No, they don't write the kind of sci-fi I want. The 300th celebration of this penal colony independence from England, first of all, is bullshit. It's a penal colony, and England is all up in here. That's why we still criminals 600 years later. No, you don't write my kind of sci-fi. Not at all. And any African American person, anybody who has been colonized by England, who looked at that colonization, I ain't look at Di's wedding, I ain't look at the funeral. I tell y'all, I'm going roller skating after this, so hopefully y'all will see me on the air tomorrow because we're going to the skating rink, which is, again, if the police come and stop us, there's a good chance we'll be shot because we're already guilty. Inmate criminal number. So nobody's using it. My daughter says she's been checking it out. I've seen videos where people have been on tennis courts, but they have been white people. I want to put that out there. So I didn't see none with African Americans skating on no tennis court, so I don't gotta go on no ride to go up in the air and come down and say, "Ooh, I was so scared. It's like I was gonna lose my life." No, I'm getting ready to go to a tennis court and go roller skating. And there's a good chance that it depends upon if they say, "Oh, the criminals are on the tennis field. They're going to steal the gate. They're going to steal the net. They're going to steal the cushion from underneath us." And the cop comes on and says, "Hey, you inmate criminals, what y'all doing over here?" "Well, it's against the law." Pow, pow, pow. Because remember, I'm already guilty. Guilty by birth, inmate number from over 600 years ago. Get out 8-pound weights. Progressive. They so smart. Oh, Americans so smart. If you're so smart, how you don't know that I ain't never did a damn thing to you? 10. Neither up or down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Move the book. Ten. Neither up nor down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Goodbye. Like, comment, share, tell uncle, tell auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Thanks for coming out on the walk. I'll get out of my system. I gave myself to the end this week. Like I'm saying, as long as they don't start it up again, when I try to go do my little skating in a public tennis court that's not even used, we've been checking it out. But being a criminal inmate, you never know. They could call and say anything. "Oh, 2 people on roller skates. I saw them with a gun." We're dead. Because we already got a first strike. Inmate criminal on this penal colony. So that would be a second strike. So, if you see me tomorrow, then the roller skating was good. And if you don't see me tomorrow, stay away from them whole tennis courts if you ain't skating, because it could be deadly. You never know. You never know. With these Hatfields in McCoy, hate runs deep, honey. Hate runs deep. 600 years ago. That's why they were able to burn down our town. I was like, why would they burn down Wall Street? They wasn't bothering nobody. Yes, they were. They were criminals by birth from their ancestors, almost at that time for Wall Street, 1921. So we take 100 years, like 500 years ago. And they said they were criminal because they were doing their own business, had their own houses and everything. And they burned them down to the ground because criminal inmate by birth on this penal colony, criminal by race. 1 strike. So y'all go out there. I have a few more stories for y'all. But stop going out there saying, oh, racism. No. We've been criminalized. this is a criminal. So that's why they shoot you. That's why they drag you out your house, because you're already criminal one. So by the time they come to your house, you've already done another crime. By the time they drag you out and blow your brains out, you have already committed 3 crimes. Be safe, African Americans. Be safe. Thanks for coming on the walk. Like, comment, share, tell uncle, tell auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. See you tomorrow. Have a great day.